Yeah, man, it's the 22nd, July 2022. So, about this neural monitoring thing, all right, and there's some facts that you have to face with this is like mind control and neural monitoring, and I talk about it openly because I have been for at least about 6 or 7 years publicly, and so I'll talk about it openly. I do plan on obtaining my neural monitoring, and I'll get into that. But meanwhile, there's a lot of politics behind the whole thing, and with neural monitoring and mind control, really, and broadcast capabilities, and the fact that the capability to know what somebody else is thinking is it's a very advanced and um, it would be very it would change society dramatically is what I'm trying to say, and it really would. And it's not something that I believe that I'm gonna be that one. I used to think, yeah, my YouTube videos or whatever, and me telling the truth about broadcast and mind control and how it all works and everything. I used to think like, oh, that's and it is um, unprecedented, if I can say so myself, because nobody else has came out that I know of talking about broadcast in the ways that I have and mind control either. But I don't think that I'll be the one to change everything, even though I used to think that I would be the one. Um, but I do want to leave enough videos public that everybody could see that I was talking about this stuff long time ago, and I'm not going to take those down because it's been out there already. So it is what it is. But when it comes to broadcast capabilities and neural monitoring, it has a lot to do with satellites, and it has a lot to do with the internet. It has a lot to do with computer programming, and those are good pathways if you're looking to try to solve this mystery and obtain your neural monitoring. And you're gonna have to put in the work. Unless somebody, there's a lot of ways that people could get it, and giving it to somebody else who doesn't know about it, you do, and saying, hey, you need to do this. That's and then somebody does, and they get their neural monitoring, and that's one way that it can happen through people showing each other, and that happens all the time. But I'm sure that there's many ways that it happens. People probably find themselves in a position where somebody says, hey, we can't have people on your neural monitoring, so we're going to show you this, and you have to take care of this, and this is your neural monitoring, so use it wisely or whatever. But and then there's probably people that discover neural monitoring through computer programming and just the different logic of everything, and internet securities and protocols, and um, learning network structures, and all kinds of different ways that advanced computer people can find neural monitoring and become somebody that has their neural monitoring. And then um, you have the people that know about neural monitoring through being targeted by somebody else that has neural monitoring, and then your knowledge of it and your understanding of it grows if you get gang stalked, especially people with that artificial telepathy of others connected to them and on their channel unconsensually, and they get a very heavy dose of different ways that this technology could be used. So those people start to develop different aspects. When you know about broadcast, you could start to think about photography, full spectrum, or um, maybe infrared, or definitely thermal imaging. And those are things that are um, feasible to find out something, or to gain a certain type of evidence, or to prove something possibly, or to find what you need to get yourself your neural monitoring. Because I don't think me, or probably nobody else in the near future, is going to be the person to cause the mind control revolution to spark off and the riots in the streets and everybody wants their neural monitoring. Okay, um, but we all know about it, and there's things that are going on that most people don't know about it. And so this is a gradual process, and there's a lot of politics behind it. And so to cause the riots in the streets or the mind control revolution is not that feasible. And obviously the police aren't going to help you, and nobody's talking about it openly. It's not something that's talked about openly. So there's a political side of it, and then maybe you can know the right people, and maybe you can strategically try to put yourself in a position that makes people understand that, hey, we got to give it to this person. They know too much for real. They know too much, and that could be a pathway to gaining access to your neural monitoring. So you got that. You got computer programming. You got photography. Um, you got the possibility of somebody just thinks you're so cool or wicked or whatever enough to join their mind control group, and they want to give you neural monitoring and they want you on their team. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to get it. Another way is financially. If you could put yourself in a good enough financial position, and like for me, I think about it like, hey, I've been on YouTube for all these years. I've been telling people the real truth, which is stand over time. It will, and I'll stand by it still. All the things that I've told you about neural monitoring and artificial telepathy and EMF broadcasts, holograms and mind control, and all of that stuff's legit. And it's on my channel and it'll stay. All right. And I don't care what anybody says because I know the truth, and the truth stands over time. So, aside from that, though, financially, what if I got $50 or $100,000 to throw at some big time lawyers to drag this situation into a realm that's not going to be tolerated? They're not gonna allow a big debacle from this guy from YouTube that talks about everything openly because he's a victim of these people using this technology maliciously, malicious terrorists using neural monitoring for horrible things and torture. They're not letting this guy in court, in a courtroom with big time lawyers talking about neural monitoring. I'm going to get my neural monitoring. And I mean, I'm not saying any of these things have happened. I'm saying these are all the pathways to get your neural monitoring. And I don't know, maybe if they really don't want you to have it bad enough, they'll just kill you or something. I don't know. But I know that these are the ways to think about if you want to have access to neural monitoring. If they're not bothering you that bad, and if they weren't bothering me that bad, I could probably forget this whole thing and live my life, because I know enough about it that I know it exists, and my quest is definitely to get it. But I'm busy, and I got other things that concern me, so it's not what I think about all the time. The fact is that it's very invasive and it's very harmful, and so that makes it more of a priority. And the computer programming, where I'm doing college for that and trying to put myself in a better financial situation, and trying to meet the right people, and trying to live the right lifestyle, or find myself in the right places and positions with the right people to possibly solve this problem that I have. And it's not something that's going away, so it's not something that I can forget about. But some people can, but some people just don't believe it in the first place. But the information is out there. It's not my problem. And I would probably be in the same boat if I had not had the experience of experiencing it. So once you have, then you know. Once you know too much, then you can't unknow something. So it's an important thing that I'm working on, and I won't ever quit working on it. But I'm sure that there's going to come a point where, maybe I'll get it, and and I'm making a lot less videos and moving towards some different goals. But to have your neural monitoring is definitely something that you should be interested in. If these subjects that I'm mentioning aren't something that interests you, then me not that much either. But it's a necessity at this point. Rather be doing music or hanging out with some girls or something. I don't know, but it's hard, and you have to put in the work and stay down. And when you do that, over time you'll find yourself in a better position. And I know how hard it is with 2 or 3 gang stalkers doing artificial telepathy and attacking your body every day. And if you follow me over the years, 7 or 8,000 videos is plenty. And they're not all up public anymore. And just to touch on that too, I just talked to somebody, and they kind of got me on a little rant about all of this stuff. So, and I know it's important stuff. And like with my situation, I have people that want to make fun of my videos or talk trash or decide to try to dig into my life or my past or anything else. And they like to use my videos. And the fact that I could move them all to, 7,500 of them to a membership level where not just, I don't care if people pay the membership dollar or whatever, but what I care about is getting all that stuff off public and also making it, a restricted content that can't just be used openly for like Creative Commons or whatever. So people can't just use my stuff that way, because now this is paid content at this point, and it's off public, okay? And then I'll just leave 300 or 400 of the best videos over 6-7 years, and that's a better way to. It helps the channel to be more official. It helps the message to be more effective, because you're getting the top content of 7 years for free. And then, but there's not a lot of good videos, but I just don't want it all out there like that, and I don't want people being able to use my stuff however they want to. So that's kind of some of the reasons for that. But otherwise, everything's going to stay out there because it's the truth. So if you want to know the truth about neural monitoring and how it works and hear all my wild stories, it's all out there, on public or otherwise. But yeah, it's not my main focus anymore. I've told my story. So that's why I'm not on YouTube that much. But definitely those ways that I'm describing are the pathways to get your neural monitoring. And those are the pathways that I'm taking, all of them at once. And it's going to take time, and you're going to have to put in the work and stay down. And it's going to be hard. And that's all I can tell you. So go get it. Go start your pathway and go get it.